Welcome back. How does one even begin to understand the relationship between the United States and Pakistan? Complicated. Sure, it's also wary, distrustful, and sometimes openly hostile. A strong U.S. presence in the region is critical to securing Islamabad's help in stabilizing Afghanistan and to make sure that nuclear rivals Pakistan and India keep the peace. Joining us now to discuss the problems and possible solutions is Yaser Buttar. He's spokesperson of the Pakistani political party Tehreek-e-Insaf. With us is Lisa Curtis from the Heritage Foundation, a Washington, D.C. based conservative think tank. She analyzes U.S. ties with India, Pakistan, Afghanistan, and other nations of South Asia. Welcome to the show. Thank you both for coming in.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yaser, let me begin with you. Is this an undeclared war on Pakistan? Is that how you view it?
I would say it is. It is a strange situation where we are partners, but we are bombing our partners' homeland also. When we are talking about partners against war on terror, one would think it is something where we do cooperate and we work and we take into consideration other countries' limitations and their reservations on certain areas. But when you talk about USA, here it's just like the orders will come and they have to be obeyed. Otherwise, it's like either you're with us or you're against us. There is no middle way.
Lisa, let me let you jump in here. A lot of people here in the United States would say, wait a minute, a slave relationship, slaves can't even ask for compensation. Pakistan's been getting about $30 billion from the United States since 1948. Do you think that's fair, a fair assessment?
No, I don't. Look, I think the fundamental problem is that the U.S. and Pakistan have different goals with regard to the outcome in Afghanistan. And that really has driven most of the problems between our two countries. If you look at just the last year, differences over the Ray Davis issue, the capture of bin Laden, of course, the Pakistanis were angry that the U.S. did not inform Pakistan ahead of time before taking the bin Laden operation. And the U.S. had very good reasons for not doing so in terms of the information being compromised and the U.S. then not being able to eliminate the world's most wanted terrorists. So there are fundamental differences between our two countries. The U.S. is trying to overcome these differences and try to convince Pakistan that it's in Pakistan's own interest to address all the terrorists that reside within their territory. But unfortunately, the Pakistan military is sort of hedging its bets. It is fighting some terrorists, but providing support to others, particularly the Haqqani network, which is attacking U.S. soldiers in Afghanistan. So there are still some very fundamental differences between our two countries, and really I think it's surprising that we have sustained the relationship as long as we have, given these fundamental differences.
Well, Yaser, let me jump in here and ask you to respond to that, because really a lot of people here on the West look at this and say, Pakistan's playing a game. They're playing both sides of the fence.
Let me just clear on the Haqqani network. Mr. Sirajuddin Haqqani, he was the Mujahid, and he was a very close friend of CIA back in 80s.
Actually, Jalaluddin
Haqqani. And his son Sirajuddin is now heading all that. Now, when you talk about the Mujahideen, these Mujahideens were assets for both Pakistan and CIA. Well, after 1988, USA just cleaned their hand and they walk out of the Afghanistan, and we were left there to clean up the mess. So Pakistan, from 88 to 90, to even to 2001, there was no US aid. We were slammed with the Pressler amendments. We had sanctions and all that. And Pakistan, with all its capacity, has to clean up Afghanistan, or at least have a workable relationship in Afghanistan, so we don't have both threats, because we obviously there is a differences between India and Pakistan, so at least we don't want to have war on both the fronts. But when you are talking about the relationship with USA, what is happening now is when Pakistan army goes in, they take an operation in South Waziristan. We weed out all the terrorists and all that. And then we had some deals with them that, okay, the local militia, that one has to understand that the tribal area of Pakistan has 1 million armed men in that area. All those are excellent marksmen. Arms is like a jewelry for a Pashtun.